And so, that's our task. Look, Mike, the puppet show. This reminds me of the classic Memphis Topples Leaves. The Show of Life by Billy Shakespeare begins. Woe be woman, whose fate it is to serve. May thy tongue shrivel, that it spews such falsehoods. Ah, but does not a man pull thy strings? We are all but puppets of greater powers. Puppets, as in the show of life? Truly, birth doth draw wide the curtains. And woman, are thy lines scripted? In that I can be no one but myself. I can say only my lines. So sad to be so constrained. It is I who feel for thee. Thine own role in fate has ever been written, while mine own changes with each breath. Yea, though puppet I be, it is hope, faith, and love that pulls my strings. Woman, mine ears do sting from thy tongue. I shall away in search of easier folly. Puppets! And then it just cycles. Can't see, down in front. We can also go in up here. Puppets funny. Love watching puppets. Okay then. Good for you. So I don't think there's anything else we can do in here. Well, Mike, looks like we're off to Ebon Keep. Hey, what's that around your neck? A key. I don't know where you got it, but I'll hang on to it. And so, finally, we have acknowledgement that we did indeed get the key. And it shows up here. Queen's Key. Rare item. How helpful. So what the key does is it lets us get a lot of loot. Well, here's the dining room. And we get 3 parts water. And 2 parts wax. And then we can cross through here. So this is a rather large area. And if we come down through here, we find the kitchen. For those wondering, I can't see the bottom. I'd better avoid these vents. Yeah, you can't go back into the maze. Now, interestingly, there is a point somewhere here in the kitchen where the dog can pick up on an ingredient spawn. However, it's something that the boy cannot actually seem to get. Or at least, so I read in my research. Thus far, I seem to be finding everything just fine. There we go. So yeah, he's definitely attracted to something past this corner, but we can't seem to find what it is. Because yes, he is purposefully going this way, but it's like the spawn is somewhere past the wall or something. And apparently from what I've read, even using no-clip cheats, you can't pick up whatever it is. So yes, the true purpose of the Queen's Key is to open all these doors. Can't carry more biscuits. Basically, we have a lot of looting to do. There is a point where you can get rid of the Queen's Key, so make sure that you've checked all of this out before you do so. We're just gonna kind of go row by row here. Can't carry more wings. Because yes, as soon as you get rid of the key, all of these doors are locked forever. We don't want to go this way just yet. So while I'm doing all of this looting, I do have a bit of a story I can tell about today. It's been a weird day here at the gun shop. Somebody today decided to fire a tracer. For those that don't know what a tracer round is, it has a sort of incendiary component to it so that when you fire the shot, it lights up and you can track its progress through the air. Basically, from what I gather, it was made during war times so that when battles were going on at night, you could see where your shots were going and adjust your aim accordingly. But the key word in all of this is incendiary. It's not as potent as some types of ammo that are purposefully made for starting fires, but it'll do the trick if you're not careful. So, yeah, somebody fired a tracer round and set the back of our shooting range on fire. So that was fun. Okay, this is the guy that you can actually give the key to. We don't want to talk to him just yet. I can't carry more brimstone, though. But yeah, bad as that was, the worst part of it all really was the cleanup process of trying to put out that fire. Due to the weather around here, the back of the shooting range, some of the ground there is a bit on the boggy side, and so if you're not careful, you can sink into it a bit. So that happened not only to my uncle and my cousin, but also to the pickup truck of one of the other customers that was trying to help us out. He offered to drive his truck back there to help us with, like, doing bucket brigade stuff, getting buckets back there to put out the fire. So, yeah, it was great fun. Thankfully, the fire is fully put out, no worries there, nobody was hurt, and no real property damage or anything, but, you know, when the rules say not to use certain types of ammo or certain guns or what have you, the rules are there for a reason. It's been a long day. 2 parts iron. So yeah, some of the stuff here we are going to be leaving behind, but it's nothing too majorly important, really. But we'll get whatever we can. Going this way, though, we have this rather foreboding pathway. And this just links up back to the prison. So, that's all this is. So with that, we've done everything you can do with the key. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you check all of this stuff out before you give up the key. Because there is a reason to give it away now. Years ago, my wife's poor sight let her fall down one of the heat vents. I haven't seen her or my skeleton key since. I have your key here, or I haven't seen it. Well, we have the key. We don't need it anymore. Gave away key. Well, thank you very much indeed. You're very helpful. I can help you with a very powerful alchemy formula. And so we get firepower. This is the only way to get this spell, so if you didn't get the key, or don't want to give it away, you miss out on this formula. Haven't really been using Defend much. So let's go ahead and equip this one. 1 feather and 1 brimstone. It requires 1 part brimstone and 1 feather for every use. Would you like to purchase ingredients? Sure. What you got? We really need feathers. They are expensive, however. So, yeah, that's all we can get there. So with that, we're done in here. But like I said, now that we've given up the key, you can no longer open these doors. Even if you did open them previously, they all shut again. So now we need to go this way. And yet another maze. Though a far more simple one. Let's see what firepower looks like. That's pretty nice for a level 0 spell. An interesting thing worth noting about corrosion, though, you don't pick a target, it hits every enemy on screen. So yeah. And we used Lance earlier, so we've seen all the new formulas. Your goal here is to make it to the center. But we can look around a bit. As stated, the drawbridge is down on this side, so we can't get through over here. And skull claws are terrible. Go away, please. But yes, also worth noting, normally when you have a spell that targets multiple, you can only hit 3 at a time. Again, corrosion hits everything on screen. Now, it does mean that it splits its damage pretty majorly, but it also kind of poisons the enemies too. You'll notice that that one just took some damage despite my not actually hitting it with anything. It was the after effects of corrosion. So, we're in. And it's boss time. Meet the Foot Knight. Yes, an armored foot with a knight helmet. Why not? Gonna go ahead and use some alchemy just to use some alchemy. Get a little bit of experience here. Why? Because alchemy is fun. And Foot Knight here is a good damage sponge for it. What manner of protagonist are you that can conjure flame without flint or tinder? Fire a few lances. I really like the sound that one makes. It's just very satisfying. Of course we're not doing a lot of damage, these are level 0 spells after all. But it's all about getting experience. Okay, Lance is now level 1. Can't cast it again while it's still in effect. It is one of those slower spells, much like Acid Rain. Okay, so all 3 of my new formulas are at least level 1. We've toyed with you long enough. There we go. And with that done, a pathway opens. And yet, there are still skull claws. Because of course there are. Stop chaining me back up the stairs. You're not even doing any damage. Just go home. Hey, what's that? It looks like the energy core we saw when the statue blew up. I don't think there's anything you can really do with it. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with that. I can't target her or anything. Okay, these are bone buzzards, not skull claws. I assure you there's a difference. Your Highness. Yes, Ironio. What have you done with the boy and his pig dog? I've sent them on a little journey. They're going to the other side of the ravine. Aren't you afraid that they'll learn more than they should from our friends in Ebon Keep? They'll never get that far. The dragons will take care of them first. Besides, if they do get to the other side alive, and they don't do what I told them to do, I'll take care of them when they come back. Wahaha! Evil Queen! This forest is nowhere to lollygag. It's intense, and it's full of meanies. I recommend that you walk softly and pack heat. Would you like for me to record your progress? We've been going for about a half hour, so sure. This seems like a good place to call it for now, and I love that in the save screen the poodle is standing up. Give that doggo a treat. See you later. And so with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well. And don't shoot tracer rounds, it's bad.